This is 7 simul, a world-class clock method used by many top clockers. But many people find it confusing because it's a no-flip method and it's very easy to DNF. So today I'll be teaching you 7 simul flip, a method which uses the same concept of 7 simultaneous moves to solve a clock with a flip. And it uses no D moves at all. We'll be using the method from this cubicle video where Tommy Cherry tries to show Timon Kolosinski how to solve a clock using 7 simul, and we'll be using the scramble on screen for this example solve. Now for the actual execution, you can hold it from any angle, but for this video I'll hold the darker side at the front with 12 facing up. And the first thing you want to do for the memo, you want to see how many moves it takes this clock to match this one. So you see that's -1. But we don't finish there yet. We flip with an x2 and we see how many moves it takes this clock to get to that one. And we can see it takes -1 move to get to that one. And -1 add -1 is -2. So now we'll continue to see how many moves it takes this clock to get to this clock. So it takes 1, 2, 3 moves for this clock to get to that clock. So that's the next number, 3. And then for the third piece of memo, you see how many moves it takes this clock to get to that clock, which is 4. So that's our third memo. And now we repeat the same thing again. So we see how many moves it takes this clock to get to that one, which is 4. We flip. See how many moves it takes this clock to get to that one, which is 1, 2, 3, which is 3. So 4 add -3 is 1. So now, this is how many moves it takes this clock to get to that one, which is 0. And then the last piece of memo is how many moves it takes that clock to get to that clock, which is 5. I'd recommend writing down your memo like I am, because it's harder to memorize that way. So now, from the side that we ended the memo, you want to start by putting the top right pin down and having the rest up. And on your left hand, you want to do the first move of memorization, which is 2. And you want to do the second move on with your right hand, which is 3, so 1, 2, 3. Oops. So now I'm going to put this pin down, and with your left hand, you want to match this piece clock to this clock. So you match that. But then with your left hand, you want to do your fourth move, which is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm going to put this pin down, and using this dial here, the top left, you want to match this middle clock to these two by doing that, and using this top right dial, you need to move it so this corner matches this block. So once you've done that, you're going to put this pin down, and you put the down right up, and you do an x2, and then what you want to do is you want to do your 4th and 5th moves for memo. So you do your 1 with the left hand and your 0 with the right. Then you want to put this pin down, and you want to match these two clocks with this hand by doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to do your last memo move, which is 5. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you want to put this pin down, and you want to repeat the block again. With this dial, you want to match the center with these, and with this one, you want to match the corner of the block. Now, this last part is the AUF of clock, so you want to use this dial to make this whole thing go to 12 o'clock, and using this one, you need to make these corners go to 12 o'clock, and there, your clock is solved.